I'm a third-generation dairy farmer.
The only thing Heidi Selkin likes better than dairy
I
farming
still grew up on a dairy farm.
is talking about dairy farming.
All I've done my whole life is work with dairy cows.
The best part about my job is sharing the story of dairy farming with people.
As the herdsman at Bodewine Farms, Heidi's job is to take care of the cows, but she does much more.
You know, one day the herdsman didn't come to work, so I became the herdsman, and one day Lynn was sick and it was vet day, so then I learned how to do the vet check records, and then once you get a job, you keep it forever.
Heidi loves dairy farming.
It's just something you do because you enjoy doing it, and you're passionate about it.
And she understands the importance of showing people where their milk comes from.
It's so important to show people that we care about the cows. We just want to give accurate information from farmers and not from somebody on social media that is a movie star and just has an opinion.
This is our milking unit.
Heidi stays connected with the community in a number of ways. She takes the dairy story into school classrooms in Sioux Falls.
I didn't know that there were trucks that came in and picked up like almost 12,000 gallons a day.
The milk cows are only girls. They milk them 3 times a day.
It doesn't hurt the cow because it has little rubber things inside of it where it gently squeezes it.
She posts about life on the farm on Facebook and other social media channels.
Hi kids, this is your adopted farmer Heidi.
She records short farm videos and uploads them to YouTube so the stories can be shared. And whenever she can get a group to the farm, she gives live tours.
We really are trying to get to a point where we share our farm and our story with the public. We need to stay connected because if they want true answers of what we do every day, the only way they can get a true answer is to ask a dairy farmer.
The first thing that strikes you about Drumgoon Dairy is its size. 4,500 cows, 2 milking parlors, and 50 employees. It's a half a mile from one end of the farm to the other. But talk to the family that built Drumgoon, and you'll find that the size of the dairy is not a priority. What's more important is their responsibility to the land and the local community.
I view the right to farm here as not a given right. It's a blessing. It's something I have to work at every day to maintain.
People need milk, people need cheese, people need butter. Those are things they want in their grocery store. Somebody has to look after the animals that produce it, and that's what we do. We dairy farm, that's all we do. We dairy farm, and we do a really good job dairy farming.
Rodney and Dorothy Elliott are first-generation Irish immigrants who came to America for the opportunity to grow their dairy. Kathy Verhoek has worked for the Elliots for 9 years.
When I first met Rodney and Dorothy, I thought they were so full of energy. There was just an awesome vibe that they gave off. It's amazing to see the two work together as a husband and wife.
The Elliots go to great lengths to make sure their farm doesn't harm the environment.
The waste product of milk is dairy cow manure. We have a storage facility here that will hold over 60 million gallons of dairy manure. We can store it safely, and then we have to dispose of it. The disposal of this is on local cropland.
Drumgoon hires a company twice a year to pump the manure through long hoses to nearby farms where it's used as an important organic ingredient for the soil. Sometimes the manure has to be pumped several miles away.
But this way I feel like it's the most natural way to do it. So to me, it's making good use of what that organic matter is intended for, is to go back into the soil.
I live around here, so of course I care about how the environment's treated. And we feel it's our responsibility as custodians of the land to leave it to the next generation in better shape than we found it.
Growing our dairy means that we are sustainable, because it means that our sons can come back and work on the farm. They get to live here in Hamlin County. But it also does the same for our employees' families and other businesses that support the dairy industry. I think that's the role we play in sustainability.
There was never any doubt John Temme was going to be a dairy farmer.
He was the type of kid that we could be in church and if we were singing hymn 123, he'd lean over to his sister and say, "That was your fair calf 2 years ago," or something like that, you know, that he could remember the numbers and keep track of that type stuff, and he was a natural.
John is the fourth generation to farm this land. He's determined to add to what his dad and grandfather built when they started the dairy.
That's one of the cool things when I look around our place. I see stuff that, you know, Dad and Grandpa have been able to put together over the years, and that's one of the things that coming back was really appealing to me, that ability to build off of the foundation that had already been laid.
So shortly after John finished college, his parents expanded the farm and gave him control of the dairy.
We know that John loves the farm. We wanted to make sure that John could join the farm and have an income to support the number of families that we're going to have in the farm. John had goals of his own. He wanted to see us grow.
The Temmies milk 825 cows and farm 1,100 acres.
I'm proud of what my son's accomplished, but I'm really excited about the future and what's out there for him.
The future includes construction of a new parlor and more cows.
Anybody that's farmed with family knows that it's a wonderful experience to see the next generation, especially now, watching them, the energy, their goals, their ideas of things to improve on. It's really fun to watch.
Bless this food and we pray. Amen.
Now John has started his own family. He and wife Molly and new baby Evie have big dreams for the future, but they'll always be grateful for the opportunities created by the generations that came before them.
Well, I would just thank them for the opportunity that I have, because when I look around, not everybody has the opportunity to come back to their family farm. I just thank them for believing in me and having the trust in me to put their equity behind some of my ideas and ambition.
3 dairies, all working hard to share the story, protect the environment, and sustain the next generation of dairy farming on the Central Plains.